In this video, we will be creating a beautiful front door wreath for your home. Thank you for your purchase, and I look forward to making this along with you. Materials provided: grapevine wreath, 2 blue and 2 cream hydrangeas, blue accents, greenery, ribbon, wire, monogram, and twine if ordered. Supplies and tools needed: wire cutters, scissors, glue gun and glue sticks. Extra wire is optional. And in this next step, we're going to go ahead and make our bow for our wreath. So in your kit, you'll find a roll of ribbon, some wire, and you'll have your scissors handy. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to make about, you can make some streamers as long as you like. I like to have 6-inch to 8-inch streamers on my bows. So you're going to go ahead and start with, I start with about 6 to 8 inches. You're going to start with that, and then you're going to make your first loop. And I make mine about 6 inches long. Here, so you got your first loop. The next one you're going to do is you're going to do a twist. Now the reason you want to twist is because there's a pattern on the front and there's not a pattern on the back. Now if this had a solid pattern on both sides, you wouldn't have to do the twist. You could just bunch it together and go from there. But this one you kind of have to work with a little bit and twist it. So you want this side to be the white side, and then you just want to bring up from the bottom your next piece. And you're going to continue to do this back and forth, so you have 3 pieces on each side. So you want to have 3 good loops on each side of your bow. And I like to shape my bow as I go. And then when you get to your very last loop, you'll have a nice little piece here left. And you're going to make the last piece, which is called your bullnose. And so you're just going to bring up the half piece here. And you should have your bow. So take your wire then, and you're going to go ahead and place your wire right in front of your thumb. Just like this. And then you're going to bring this around the back. And you just want to do 3 to 4 good twists to secure it. And then what I like to do to make my ribbon look a little more decorative is to add some little chevron or little clippings in the bow. And you can take both pieces and put it together and then just go upwards. And you should get these little cute little chevrons in your bow. So, yep, and that is how you make a bow. Now that you have your bow complete, we're going to go ahead and assemble the rest of our wreath. So you'll have all your materials together, your clippers, scissors, your grapevine, and all your florals and your glue. So what I like to do before I get started is I like to lay down a piece of cardboard or something that's going to help keep the glue off your table, because that can stick to your table, make a mess, and it's also really hot and it can melt your tablecloth or whatever you're working on. So you want to do that and just have something to kind of protect your glue. So the next step, once you have your materials ready and laid out, you're going to have your grapevine. And what I like to do actually before I'm making my wreath is I like to go through and inspect it of any flaws, and just take your clippers that you have, and you just kind of want to clip off some of the pieces that aren't very attractive so that it looks as clean as possible. And then also what you want to do is you want to inspect your grapevine and find the side of the wreath that's less attractive where you're going to place your bow. That's where you want to hide the imperfections. So I would say I would probably put my bow right here. So then you're going to go ahead and take your ribbon and find a good starting point and place it right here. And then you just want to twist your bow onto the wreath and then clip off any excess wire that is not needed. Okay, so the ribbon is placed, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to work around the bow. So your bow is the focal point, and you want to work around your bow. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take some of my greenery. So So you got this beautiful lush green greenery. And what's nice about this is that you can pull it apart in some different segments. You should be able to get about 4 or 5 good pieces right off of here. Just like so. And then I like to just go ahead and clip the rest of this off. So this is gonna go in the trash. All right, so then the next piece is to go ahead and take a piece of your greenery, and it doesn't matter which one, since we're gonna use the whole thing. As I get situated here. And you're gonna put a little bit of glue right here on the bottom, just like so. And then you're gonna go ahead and work the greenery up through the grapevine, right underneath your bow. So what you wanna do is make sure that your greenery is flush with the grapevine so that you do not see it. And it's tucked up underneath the bow. Okay, so then the next part is we're gonna go ahead and take our blue flowers or delphinium that we got. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim mine just a little bit shorter. And actually I might even, well, I might come back to that, but you can use as much of this as you want throughout the wreath. You could use it just in the bottom, or you could take a little piece and put it on the top. It's really however you want it. So I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna clip a little piece off here. You have a little bit left over. Little glue again. And for glue, I really like to use Gorilla Glue. It's very sturdy, it holds well. Your stuff will not fall apart. Okay, and you just wanna tuck it up underneath the greenery so that it comes out here down at the bottom, just like so. Okay, and so then the next part is you're gonna go ahead and take your antique cream flower, and I use all the components of the stem. So you're gonna go ahead and pull off all these leaves because you're gonna use these later. And you're gonna do about a 2 to 3 inch cut here on your flower. Again, you're gonna add a little bit of glue. And the cool thing is too, if you're not comfortable gluing your flowers in like this, you can always glue from the back. And I will show you actually in the next step how you could do that. It's kind of a safer way to do it without burning yourself. Somebody taught me that and I thought that that was just an amazing idea. All right, so the next part is you wanna go ahead and place your flower again around the bow. The bow is a really good place to start and work around. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our blue flower. Again, cut another 2 to 3 inch stem. Oh, I missed my step. Well, I'll show you the next one as far as gluing from the back. And you're just gonna place it right next to your ivory flower. And actually, you know what? I can go ahead and do that right now. So your stem's gonna poke out a little bit back here. Just put a little glue there. Let it set, and it should hold your wreath, hold your flower really well. All right. All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our next flower here. Keep all our leaves. Add some glue. And sometimes your flowers are just gonna go right through the grapevine. So you kind of want to try to get them intertwined as much as possible into the grapevine because that's what holds them together. It's the glue and the grapevine is what keeps your flowers in place. So I went ahead and add a little glue on the back side. And again, you know, you can glue this however you want. Everybody's is gonna be a little different, and that's what makes it fun and unique. So we're gonna go ahead and save these for last, and we're gonna go ahead and take another piece of our greenery here and trim off some of this wire. So we're gonna add a little bit of glue again to the greenery. And I like to just kind of work mine around the flowers. So we're gonna go right in here. And then we've got a little pop of greenery coming out right there. So you want to work around the wreath where there's open space. So the next space I would go would probably be right here. You can kind of just tuck it in behind that blue flower. You just kind of move it around. That's what's so nice about this greenery, is it just goes whichever way you want it to. There you go. Got a little bit more there. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and divide this even a little bit more and do this next piece on the ends. Make sure when you're working you have at least 2 to 3 glue sticks as well. You don't want to run out of glue. So this piece is going to go just tucked up right underneath the back of this flower, like that. So you can see I have room for greenery probably right behind this bow here, just a little bit there. All right, so if you have some wire, which you can do, if you have a little extra, since this is kind of falling apart a little bit, is you can take a little bit of wire. You can go ahead and just kind of wire these guys together so they stay together. And then just trim off the ends a little bit, and then you got yourself a little bunch there. Put a little glue on it. And then I'm just gonna tuck it right behind this bow here. You may have to go back and individually glue these in maybe a little bit, kind of mess with it, push it around. Sometimes they're a little tricky to get in there, but you get the idea. But it's just gonna go right back behind here. Okay? And then the next thing is I have this little bit of blue left, so I'm gonna go ahead and find a spot that I think needs a little accent of blue. I think probably, actually, honestly, probably like right back here is where I would tuck that in. Kind of again, like behind the bow, like so, like that. So you're probably wondering why we have this last flower. So this last flower, you take our flower, and I did put some glue on it, and we're just gonna go ahead stick it up under here. So we've got all our components together. All right, and then my very last step, we're gonna go ahead and take those hydrangea leaves that you have left over. They should have a nice little stem on the end, so it's easy to use. Put some glue on those guys. And what I like to do is I like to find open spots that need a little lift, and you just kind of want to put them around your hydrangeas so that they look like that they are perfectly placed in there with their leaves. Throw one in here, maybe one down here. I'll just go ahead and keep gluing these guys real quick. Sometimes you're gonna get one that's a little stubborn. You might have to actually do like a little more glue closer up onto the leaf itself. And then just kind of tuck it in. That's okay, because nobody's gonna see that, but you. All right, so that's pretty much it. You've got your wreath, you've got your tails hanging out so that that makes it look even a little bit more fuller. You can kind of fluff out your greenery a little bit. And you've just made yourself a beautiful door wreath. In this step, we're gonna go ahead and take the monogram that came with your wreath if you chose the monogram option. So here's our monogram, and it should be nicely painted in the color that you chose. And you're gonna go ahead and just lay your monogram on the open side of the wreath, and it should fit perfectly. So you're gonna need 3 pieces of twine that are included with your purchase. And you just want to tie each corner like you would a shoelace to secure your monogram on. And what's nice about this is that the monogram is then removable. I don't use any glue or anything like that, so that if you decide one day you don't want the monogram or you want to change it to a different sign, you can do that. So I just tie it at all 3 points on the wreath. And once it's done, your monogram is attached and your wreath is now complete.